Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're consuming this podcast from. My name is Jesse, and welcome to another episode of Startup Confessions with Jesse. And I'm with a very good friend, the brother, Canon Spears. Canon, welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here, Jesse. This is fun.
Awesome, man. Before we start, let me give you a brief breakdown on who Canon is. Canon is the content integration specialist working as an integrator for Gold Pro Media. Which is also a video editing agency. He has over a decade of experience helping organizations create their video marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, Canon Spears, man. It's good to have you on the show, brother.
Yeah, thanks for the intro, Jesse. That's fun.
All right. So, Canon, just give us a breakdown on who you are, what you do, just take us from the beginning.
Yeah. So, like Jesse mentioned, I've been doing video for a really long time. I got started before college. I was doing just some silly videos with my classmates, making fruit explode and just teaching silly lessons. It was just fun. We just had a fun time. And for me, I realized I really loved not so much the final product of video, but mostly the connection and the relationships that we built. And so I really carried that with me through college, where I got a dual degree. One was in vocational missions, and then the other was in videography. And so after college, I just tried to find my path. I did a lot of wedding videography. I did bar mitzvahs. I did any kind of events that I could do. I was doing photography. But I really had been looking for, people to get connected to, businesses. And so I ended up working my way into corporate videography, specifically with real estate and mortgage, doing videography with them and helping them out with their marketing. COVID ended up hitting and really shutting down the real estate industry hard. And so marketing was the first thing to go there. And so from there, I set out on my own to, try to do a startup, take this freelance, try to go beyond freelancing and into more structure and everything. I realized in that process, again, kind of coming back to what I had discovered early on in middle school, was I need people in my circle to do these things, to partner with, to come alongside with, to create something. And so in that process, I ended up kind of floundering a bit with the startup quite a bit, trying to figure things out. I learned that I'm very much process driven and think in a way that's just cause and effect, and how to solve problems in that way. And ended up getting connected with my mentor at the time, Armando, and he took me under his wing, and we ended up, I got to really explore what the operations side of video content creation looks like. And so that was a blast. And so, yeah, just kind of a short version. It was just a lot of, missteps, a lot of learning about myself and what really drives me. And, I've always had this entrepreneurial bent, but I've realized recently that I'm not that much of a visionary. That's just not really how my brain works. I really like working with people to accomplish a vision together, rather than being the one to supply the vision.
Amazing. That's more like partnership. Yeah. Be more of a partner than like a full entrepreneur on your own, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So give us a brief breakdown on the COVID period, and its effect on you, because a lot of people watching this show right now were hit by the COVID. It affected so many businesses. So share your own story. What was really, you mentioned it earlier, but I wanted to expatiate on it.
Let's see. I got married in the middle of COVID, and so we were dating before, and so that was that was an adventure. And then about a year later, our son was born, um, and
Wow.
so kind of all in that time, again, really trying to figure out, okay, how does this business work? How can I continue to
Mm-hmm.
provide for my new family? Um, and there were, I mean, there it was hard for a lot of people, and it was hard for us too. The
A lot
Lord,
of
the Lord
people.
has really blessed my family with just a lot of provision through this time, through that season, and through this season, um, and and so. But I would say that the biggest thing that I learned was, and I think a lot of people learn this, was how impactful, how necessary relationships are, human relationships are, when all of a sudden you're just cut off from
Yeah.
your circle, everybody. Um, People start going crazy, um, and so like it was super eye opening about like um, how can I find that within, like, how can I continue to push for building a community around me? How can
Yeah.
I support businesses who are also hurting because their whole revenue stream is cut off when people can't visibly
Mm-hmm.
go to these locations, can't go to these locations. So
Yeah.
um, so there was a lot, but it was at that time that um, I was laid off, and it was not a direct. It was not meant to be. I internalized it as, like, I want my work to matter. Like, I want my work to matter
Yeah.
so much. It doesn't matter how like the economy is like
Mm-hmm.
affecting this thing over here with real estate agents. Like, I want to be so valuable to the people that I work with and help support them to actually get their vision accomplished. That
Yeah.
really kind of set me on a trajectory to like, okay, I don't want to mess around. Like, I want to do good work. I want to meet good people. I want to help. I got a co-star here with me. Um, and yeah, I
Yeah.
COVID really kind of did a number on a lot of people, I think.
Everybody had the feel of COVID, to be honest with you. Every single person had a feel of COVID. But I think COVID actually made us understand the real impact of human relationships. In just a brief second, can you just tell us a bit more about human relationships? I mean, Armando has taught us a lot about relationships and building relationships. But on a personal note, what can you say about building relationships?
Yeah, I mean, I think what Armando really taught me well, was that you can be very intentional with
Mm-hmm.
building relationships, and you don't have to be accidental with falling
Yeah,
into them.
that's
You can be extremely intentional, and it doesn't have to come across as scummy or salesy or weird. Like, you just put more intention and thought behind how you are reaching out to people, how you are following up with them, how you are delivering your promises
mm-hmm.
to them. Um, you can be very intentional with building relationships, and that is everything. Like that.
Yeah.
That's how. I mean, that's how I landed this new position with my company, is through my podcast, and having a
Oh,
relationship with one of the guests. That
yeah.
relationship, because I was intentional with it, and because he's just a good guy, um,
Wow.
connected me with this gentleman who's also remote, and who, like, we're super aligned on what we're doing, and so it was just perfect, and it was just really, really reiterating what Armando taught, and what, like, I am super
Yeah.
invested in, is like, well, we can get into podcasting as a tool itself later, but like, just like
Yeah.
being intentional with relationships makes a big difference. You don't stumble into kind of new good things in life. Like, there is intention that needs to go into it.
Yeah, to be honest, I kind of agree more because personally I've experienced it. Um, Having relationships with people forms, a very big part of, human life. Even forging ahead, moving forward, if you don't have good friends, if you don't have good relationships with people, people can't recommend you. Even when it comes to word of mouth,
Yeah.
even when it comes to word of mouth, without good relationship with people, no one's going to recommend you. you
Yep.
know so tell us a bit about video marketing. I want to know more about video marketing.
Yeah, I mean it's a beast. Like there's just a lot that goes into it. Yeah. I mean, you can you can be very like you can have the best cameras, you can have the best audio equipment,
Hmm.
like you can I can do all this stuff, but if you don't have like an intention behind that too, and like a plan and a strategy, then it's going to it's just
Yeah.
people are probably going to end up feeling like they're wasting money. And I saw that a lot with different
Yeah.
businesses that I was working with. And so like I wanted to continue
Yeah.
to like I didn't want to just do the video production. I wanted to work on the front end and the back end and help like develop a strategy. Like, okay, here what are we trying to accomplish within the organization? Is it for lead gen? Are we trying to help out
Hmm.
our current customers? Are we doing ads? Like all these different things. So getting to super granular about what the purpose is, and also
Yeah.
um, why they're choosing this particular medium um, to communicate. And so being very strategic sets you up for success for like, okay, like now we can get into the camera gear and the strategy behind like, okay, like we're going to create these videos and this is our rhythm, and we're going to then on the back end we're going to be producing it for this platform and this platform and this platform. And again, that's just video. It's like social media is such a big again a big beast. It's you do text, photos, audio only, you do videos, you do a combination of any of those. So it takes work and it takes intentionality and it takes strategy to and follow through to make it happen and to see good returns on that.
So why would a business need video marketing? I mean, talk to the entrepreneur right now. Why should he, look into video marketing?
I don't know if I mean, this much more so with podcasting again, but I don't know of a bigger medium other than like video that is so leverageable
Yeah.
because with video you're getting communication practice, being able to communicate to people in a
Yeah.
non-traditional face-to-face setting. um, you're getting exposure to what is it like to talk to a camera. What is it like
Hmm.
to communicate asynchronously to your audience? What is it like to kind of put together cohesive thoughts in a way that still communicates the value that you want to bring? So that again, that's just on the communication and the learning side and getting comfortable with
Yeah.
this kind of new medium. But then on the back end, it's with video, you can go a billion different directions with like how
Hmm.
you use that material. You have the full video, you can cut up clips of it, you can take the
Yeah.
transcript, you can create text posts, you can um, Twitter posts, you can um, then create carousels and like blog posts, articles. Like there's just so many different directions you can go with it. And I'm a big believer that like a just a 60-minute conversation can be created up. You can create up to like 3 months worth of content off of that one conversation. Big proponent of that, because not everybody has time to just sit down in front of a camera every day or every week or every like once a month and produce a month's worth of content. Is too much.
Hmm.
So I think there are very intentional ways to um, strategically communicate via video, and then use that
Hmm.
content on the back end to just become top of mind. It's like as soon as somebody opens up one of the 20 different apps, that they see your face on it. And so that's what we're a big proponent of. I don't know of another high leverage tool that video and podcasting super specifically can accomplish.
Yeah, that's right. To be honest, anytime I open my Facebook, each time I open my Facebook, I see a video. Like I can count how many times I open my Facebook and see a picture, but someone always has a video. Someone always has a video, and to be honest, video marketing has become one of the biggest, ways of creating content. Pushing out ideas to the public. Videos. There was a period that videos were just nothing. Nobody talked about videos. It was all about photos. The best they could. But right now, everything social media is videos. Videos rank top even more than pictures. So to be honest, I can't agree more with that. But tell me a bit about podcasting, because podcasting is what we're doing right now. Podcasting is something that you're doing. Podcasting is something we encourage people to do. But from a personal perspective, share more about podcasting and how it has helped you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be hyperbolic, but saying that podcasting has changed my life. It is something that I so firmly believe in, is such that very intentional way to build relationships. And I started using my podcast ops owners as a way to learn, and get in front of running a business, because that's what's super interesting to me. And so I saw, again, with Armando's help, saw it as a gigantic networking lever, and marketing and sales lever,
That's true.
to bring your ideal time. I was just wanting to, learn a new kind of skill set and just kind of be able to talk the language of other COOs and operators. I also found that not too many operators get asked to be on interviews, and so it was a nice way to kind of honor people, and that again goes back into the intentional relationship building, because if you're sitting down with somebody and having a 30 to 45 minute uninterrupted interview where you're just super interested in the other person and wanting to just learn more and wow, I haven't thought about that. That's super impactful to me. I'm gonna take that nugget and apply it today in my. It's I don't see a more leverageable tool than podcasting, because again, I'm much more interested on the relationship side, because I building out my podcast as a way side. I really want to get closer to the strategy and get closer to the table where people are having these high level discussions about how to operate a business well, and how to grow. I wanted to be closer to that. And so it just made sense to bring these individuals on the podcast. And then, I then have had a good conversation with people. I can then on the back end ask more questions, hey, you mentioned this on the podcast. I just wanted to ask you this offline. It's you mentioned this, who are you wanting to connect with on your business? Because again, the podcast is a hub. I'm bringing in people from these different industries and companies to discuss one singular topic. And then I can start leveraging that again to help those people who've shown me honor by helping me out, by saying hey, I know that you mentioned this on the podcast was necessary. You're kind of looking for this person. Are you still looking for that person? Because I met this person over here that is really, really good at the thing that you're needing to help. Can I introduce you? And so again, it's relationships between me and the guest, and it's relationship between kind of me connecting two guests together, and just widening the circle and just being as helpful and good of a connector as possible.
Amazing. To be honest, everything you've said is something we are beginning to practice, and it's beginning to change our lives and add some sauce to what we do. Because as entrepreneurs, if you're not, building relationships, if you're not, meeting new people, if you're not connecting people together, I mean, this is one secret Armando has inculcated and it has become part of him that he doesn't even think about before he does. It's something he just does, naturally, and it's something that we all, even the entrepreneurs watching this show, should inculcate because connecting people, meeting new people is the only way we can actually, you know, uh, get our business out there and actually meet the right people. Because if you're not connecting people, no one's going to connect you, right? So, thank you so much for that. To be honest, that was very expository.
I
So,
mean,
what's that misconception a lot of people have about podcasting? What's that misconception? A lot of people are like, I don't want to do podcasting. Why do you think a lot of people won't like to do podcasting?
I mean, I think one, people don't know the value that it brings. I think people, when they hear podcasting, they might think of one, they might think of like Joe Rogan as like the top of the top of the top. As you know, like we've been taught, there's a lot more wins that you can stack up ahead of time. You can building a show around a very specific theme, so you can be attracting people who are interested in that theme.
Yes.
And on that theme, you're also bringing on your specific ideal clients that you want to work with, or that you would love to work with, but maybe it won't work out, but you're still talking with more and more of these similar people. So I think the common misconception is, podcasting, one, takes forever, and to an extent, yes, depends on what your what your goal is, like what you're setting out to achieve. It's expensive. I'd say like, I guess if you're only getting just a single video out of it, and that's like all you are getting in return for your time, it's like you can multiply that, again, 60-minute conversation to about 60 plus pieces of content. So exactly. Like, how much is that worth to you? Other misconceptions, again, it just it's too there's just too many podcasts going on right now, so it's too oversaturated. And now I got some good stats. Of the 5 million currently listed podcasts, only 15% of them are currently active. Now that 5 million number is huge, but it takes into account people who, just hop on a show and be like, hey, is this thing on, like, sort of thing. So like, and then they just never touch the camera again. That still has to count for a podcast. So only 15% of podcasts are currently active. People are still posting on it and upkeeping it. So it's really not that hard to get into and stay active. It's just a consistency game, as is most things. But again, people need to know the value of the thing that they're committing to. And again, understanding that podcasting is a fantastic tool to get months and months worth of content off of. It is also a fantastic way to build relationships and getting people to your door to express interest in what you offer, and then being able on the back end to help them out, connect them with people, and like giving them clips and like building relationships with them on the back end. And so it is such a all-in-one package of marketing, sales, and customer success. I think every company should put 100% of their marketing dollars behind podcasting. It is.
Definitely, I can agree more. I can agree more. The one very important part of podcasting that a lot of people really neglect is what you just said right now: the ability to create over 20 pieces of content from a single video, just a single podcast, right? Which can actually improve your search, the search algorithm begins to favor you on YouTube, begins to favor you on Facebook, because you are putting out content through just one single video you had with someone. So it's something a lot of entrepreneurs should inculcate, because apart from the relationship value it gives, it also helps you, put out content, every now and then, which is something that is, I mean, it's worth millions, if you're to say that. Now, Canon, I would like you to give us one advice, right? From your journey, one advice to that entrepreneur who is, a bit here and there confused on what next steps to take. Give us one advice from your own perspective.
That would be, don't go it alone. Like, at
Hmm.
whatever cost, do not go it alone. Because that's where I was struggling so much, was trying to, keep all of the pie. Like, I wanted all of the pie. And so I think one of the biggest hurdles that I found was, or that I jumped over, was when I was able to say, you know what, I just can't afford to keep editing all of this stuff. I need to find a
Yeah,
partner who will handle the editing. And that was a big
yeah,
moment for me, because I wanted to keep 100% of the pie, but I realized, like, if this is serious, I have to find somebody to help me and
definitely.
partner alongside. And so that just extrapolate that further. It's like, you need a team around you. You cannot do it by yourself. You cannot be a solopreneur. You can only go for so
Yeah.
long, before you hit a wall and keep hitting that same wall. Excuse me. um, this is why we do live.
Sorry, brother.
Sorry, I'm getting I'm getting over a sickness. Oh.
All right. So let's take it this way. I mean, it's something that having a team is something that people underestimate. Personally, I've also been in that, in that hole, thinking I could do everything myself. But hanging around people made me understand that you can't do it alone, right? You can't do it. You cannot do it alone. And Canon, to be honest, I can't agree more what you just said. Everyone out there, get a team, no matter what. Get a team, whatever business you're into, be it video marketing, be it full scale entrepreneurship. Um, you might call yourself a solopreneur, but man, you need someone to help you. You can't just do everything yourself, because it also slows down your growth.
Yeah.
And I think I would like Canon to finish up with that. I'm sure you're okay now, so you can
Yeah.
finish up with
I'm
that.
feeling better. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, again, like, at whatever cost, find people to partner
Mhm.
with. Um, it is not worth keeping 100% of the pie
Yeah.
if you're only going to go down like
Mhm.
a mile down the road
Yeah.
on that entrepreneurial journey. So
Yeah.
whatever that looks like, trading, um,
Mhm.
trading work, finding a way to get some people paid, or just
Yeah.
like saying, hey, this is the vision. Will you join with me on that vision and
Yeah.
help create this with me?
Yeah.
You're going to find a lot of people are wanting to join hands and build something better and build something bigger than you could do on your own, and they can do on their own. And so that's been the biggest, I think, pull for me, and the biggest desire that I've had is to, like, find
Yeah.
partners, find people that I can align with, and
Yeah.
accomplish bigger things with.
Wow. To be honest, it's been amazing having you, Canon, on the show. You've exposed so many secrets to us, making us understand why podcasting is important, why a relationship building is very, very valuable, and then give us a brief view on video marketing, how important it is, in 21st century and in social media, and then finishing up by making us understand how important it is to have a team, to have someone, and don't keep the pie to yourself alone. To be honest with you, I've been blessed, honestly, and I'm sure everyone watching right now has learned a thing or two from your experiences. And I really want to say thank you, Canon. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Canon Spears is also the owner of the Ops Owners podcast, which is always live on YouTube. I don't know how many times do you post per week?
We're once or twice per week at this point in time. Yeah, trying to have lots of
Amazing.
conversations.
So ops owners, type up owners on YouTube, and then you find Canon there.
Yep.
Canon has
If
been a
you
brother and a friend,
if you look up
and
Canon
I'm really
Spears on
excited.
YouTube, you'll find me there too. You'll find ops
Yeah,
owners there.
Canon Spares on YouTube, and where else again? On Instagram.
Instagram, yeah. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to be using Instagram specifically, but I do a lot of my posting on LinkedIn. So if anybody reaches out to me on LinkedIn and are operators at any level, not just COOs, but people who care about
Yeah.
the operation, the daily operations of how to run a business, I would love to chat.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, brother, for being on the show. My regards to your family. It's been great having Canon on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful episode with Canon. And I mean, we've had a wonderful time. Until next time, guys, put up your post notification on, because we are hitting your screens at least 1 or 2 times a week. Get ready for your next episode. Thank you so much for being on this particular episode. Canon, it's been a blessing. Talk to you later. Thank you so much for being on the show. Until next time.